My third album, I'd say, is probably Bummed by the Happy Mondays. Another top band from Manchester, equally as important as the Roses and the Lars for me. And another album that still sounds mega. Sean Ryder's top lyricist, man. Can't remember the first time I heard it, but I remember going to see him at the Free Trade Hall in Manchester, and it was dangerous. Yeah, it's good. And I might have seen him at the International One as well. Top band. When we first started off, it was just like, I don't know, just like not getting a mic and jumping around and he was just sort of always at the mic, I thought. And that kind of was a bit of a Johnny Rotten kind of thing. Up for Luck's a classic, performance is great. I remember when they played it on Other Side of Midnight, which is a programme Tony Wilson used to put out in Manchester. And for me, that's their best performance, man. They look cool as f. My second favourite album, I reckon, would be The Lars. Yeah, same again, man. I mean, Liam Gallagher reminds me of Marley. He's like Bob Marley of his generation, man. Top band, John Powers, great bass player, just a top band, man. Favourite song on that album, I'd say, is Looking Glass. And obviously There She Goes is a great tune as well. I've seen him in the Boardwalk. And I've seen him, where else did I see him? I might have seen him in Liverpool as well. Played with him a few times. Have I had any nights out with Liam Gallagher? We played with him in Japan, and I bought him a John Lennon t-shirt, and he kind of looked at us to say, what the f*** was that? And I was like, obviously it's a John Lennon t-shirt. So I gave him a little present, but yeah, not had too many nights out with him. Met John a few times and that. Top band though, man. Equally, for me, as important as the Stone Roses. Sgt. Pepper, top album. Like otherworldly kind of stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, did that really happen? Kind of music, you know what I mean? And my favourite songs off that album is Within You, Without You by George Harrison and A Day in the Life, which is a killer. I didn't really start listening to music really till like maybe, I'll come through the Roses maybe. So if I got into the Roses when I was about 19, I'd say around about that time, because that first album of the Roses, you'd obviously hear their kind of sounds, and then you'd hear their influence, who they were talking about. So that with the Roses, they kind of like made my record collection. You go, oh, they're into the Beatles, or into Jimi Hendrix, or they're into the Who, or whatever they're into, Simon Garfunkel. So that you'd sort of go out and buy records of that ilk. I'd say my favourite album has got to be the Stone Roses album, the debut. That meant a lot to me. That was a big thing for me, man. Ian Brown and you know, when I first went to see them at International 1, I think it was, or was it International 2? I think it was International 2. That blew my head off, and obviously that's where I got the bug for being in a band and that. So I'd definitely say the Stone Roses, man, some absolute classics. Even to this day, you know what I mean? You put it on and it's aged well, you know what I mean? And my favourite songs off that album would be I Want to Be Adored and I Am the Resurrection. Around about that time in Manchester, there was obviously, it was like 89, 90 and that, you know what I mean? A lot, I don't know, they sort of just dressed like us, you know what I mean? Like a lot of my mates in the park and that, we all kind of dressed the same. So that was kind of, it was like, it just looked, it was like looking in the mirror, you know what I mean? So that's what I got from them. Obviously their attitude, the confidence, the self-belief, I guess. Next album, All Things Must Pass, George Harrison. Top album. Yeah, I think it's the best solo album from any Beatle, without a doubt, I think. I mean, Imagine's obviously great and that, but All Things Must Pass got some killer tunes on it. Song on there that I like a lot is Isn't It a Pity? My favourite Beatle, I reckon, yeah, it's got to be John Lennon, followed closely by, I guess, I mean, I like them all, obviously, but yeah, George Harrison is pretty cool, man. I mean, then Ringo, I mean, it's a shame that McCartney's fourth, but that's, you know, should have had more members in the band, shouldn't they? But, yeah, no, obviously, I like them all, the gods, aren't they? For me, I got up at 5 in the morning, I started writing, playing the guitar. But I don't go out of my way to write a personal song about my kids or my mum or what colour the fucking sky is today, you know what I mean? It just comes out, man. That's why I think it's pretty magical and pretty special, and some days it happens, some days it doesn't. I'm certainly not worried if I never write another song again, you know what I mean? So I flew to LA, met Greg Kurstin and a guy called Andrew Wyatt. Wrote a couple of words together, I got in the booth, sang it. We'd done that in a day while all of us was done. We didn't have much time to really like start sitting there stroking our chin and going, should we get a fucking glockenspiel on this? It was just out and out fucking bangers. And I think sometimes you can sit there all day and take away the real spirit of the song. So working fast is good for me, man. Sort of grew tired of it as an album title. I thought, As You Were, pop, yeah, I like that. I like the sound of it. I like how it looks. Short and to the point. It doesn't really mean anything, but it means something. John Lennon used to wear these T-shirts or whatever, and it had "You Are Here." And it's kind of in the same vein as that, "As You Were, You Are Here, Be Here Now" kind of shit, you know what I mean? Greedy Soul, that's a little angry number. That was on the toilet, actually. I just sat there on the toilet. There's good acoustics. Just when you think you've heard every kind of rock and roll super riff, you haven't, you know what I mean? It's a bit like Personal Jesus, but a bit faster and a bit more pistol-y, like. Started off a little bit Mark Bolan, T-Rex, like, you know, you better run, you better hide. It's basically like, you know, all you fucking so-called fucking rock stars want to be, you better get out of the fucking way because I'm fucking back in town, that kind of thing. I don't know, I mean a football song. No, not really heard anything really that good, really. Probably I like mine, For What It's Worth. That's my favourite song at the moment. I guess it's a City song that they sing to Man United when United are getting beaten, City winning, and it goes, I never felt more like singing the blues. City win, United lose, oh City, you got me singing the blues. I wouldn't say it was a song, but I reckon it was a band called the Stone Roses from Manchester. When I first saw them, that was it. I thought, right, I have to be in a band, you know what I mean? It was the first one, their debut, called the Stone Roses. So I'd say that album reminds me of when I was about 18, 19. It was like really nice weather at that time when it came out. It was a good year. 1989 was the first time I heard it. Stone Roses, kind of that era reminds me of Manchester, so I'd say I Am the Resurrection. That always brings back some Manchester vibes. Oh, I'll Live Forever, my favourite. I like them all, man. I guess the one I really like singing at the moment, I guess, is Greedy Soul, because it's pretty punky.